Hi guys! So I'm doing this video for those people na naghahanap ng chance to be part of BPO industry, BPO call center. Hindi po ako ganun ka-experience. I only have 1 year experience and I can say na magsa-start ako for my third company this July. So a little background lang po, especially sa mga first-timers, mga newbies, mga fresh graduates from high school, and those na wala talagang kamuang-muang dito. I could say this is the perfect video, right video for you because I have been on your shoe. Oh, but anyways, my name is Priscilla and I'm 21 years old. So yeah, I'm a senior high school graduate. Actually, I've studied college, but I quit because I have to work for my family. So, okay, first thing I have an advice na masasabi ko is be ready. Be ready for the interview because that is the most important part. That is the first part that you'll gone through. Alright, because for me, that is the very important part. The crucial part is the interview, and you have to pass it. Well, you have to pass it. Of course, you have to pass it so that you will have the job. So, I'm here for you to help, and I hope you will learn something from me. Anyway, anyhow, guys, it's normal if you fail at your first interview, second interview, third, fourth, five, so on and so forth. That's normal. Just don't give up. Just don't give up. Because the more you have a lot of experience, the more you, the more kana expose sa interview. Of course, you will have mistake. You will fail. And that's not actually a failure. That's actually a stepping stone for you to move on to your other step, diba? So that you can learn from the mistakes. If you have unanswered questions during those set of interviews, you can reflect on it later on after the interview, and you can jot it down on your notes. And then, where am I after that? So, sa call center, needed talaga ang pagiging persistence. And in this industry, patience is measured. Your patient, masusuka talaga dito ba? Ako kasi, I think I failed more than 8 times before I landed my first job sa call center. So, unang bagsak ko, I feel so sad about it. Honestly, I feel so sad because I thought it would be easy. I thought it would be easy to just answer those questions, but I was wrong because it was not. To be honest, my pride na na-touch talaga doon. A light lang. But it's also important to have those people surrounds you na mag-motivate sa'yo because I know how exactly it will feel the first time na you will fail. Because I also give up the first time. Of course, I give up the first time. And let me check here. But I'm thankful because of my family. They are so supportive and they teach me as well. And going on to this. So yun na nga, after a lot of interviews, I passed. Of course. I passed. I'm happy for that. And I could also say that I'm quite lucky kasi during COVID, most of the companies sa call center, nagkakandak sila ng interview through phone. So it will be phone interview. So that's an opportunity I saw, so I grab it. That's also an opportunity to be prepared for the interview. So basically, since wala akong experience that time, what I did is nag-search ako sa Google, sa YouTube, nag-listen ako sa mga feedback, sa mga opinions. That's also important. And yeah, after that, I jotted down on those questions. I write it down on a bond paper and I tried to memorize it. I compose answers. Some of it are not true, and that leads me nowhere. Actually, that leads me nowhere. Because kasi wala akong experience and that's normal. Well, I can say it's not advisable to memorize those things verbatimly. Like word per word, it's not advisable. So don't do it. Because there will be times na mental block ka and you will no longer have answer because you just have memorized it. So, mental block ka, and then there will be silence or you will be flop. What do you call this? Alam mo na yun. So, it's not advisable na isa-olo mo yung mga answers mo doon. So after a lot of interviews, initial to final, I can say that there are some sets different kasi yung if it's a different company, different yung ways nila in conducting an interview. Merong iba na assessments, they have assessments, initial interview, final interview, and there will be another set of assessments. But on other companies, I have also tried that they only have like two sets of interview, the initial and the final, and then after that, you're hired. You'll have your job offer, and then after that, you'll have your contract signing, and yeah, after that, there will be the requirements. Medical is most of the call center. It's shouldered by the company, so you don't have to worry about the money. Yes, you don't have to worry about that. And yeah, before as well, I would like to let you know na there are interviews na hard talaga siya, hard. That's not easy. Lisod talaga siya. So that's fine. That's totally fine. I bet that is more challenging, diba? If there will be a challenging question, then it's cool because after, if you will encounter that kind of scenario or that kind of question, you'll have answer na. So tip, in if you're on the interview itself, you have really to be confident. The voice, the tone of your voice should be confident. You should not be scared because yung kausap mo it's just also employee or manager which also has another superior. Just treat them as normal because if the more ka mag-nervous is yung pag-deliver mo sa answer mo is mag-change siya. So you are hesitant. The interviewer notice that you're hesitant of your answer, that you're not confident, then it might be a factor na hindi ka nila i-hire. So it's not really about the fluency. I mean, the fluency, it matters to those company na malaki. So, if you're new, I would say that you have to start from the beginning, of course. You have to start from those company na hindi masyadong strict sa fluency. So, after that, I can also say na yung answers mo, you should answer the question and don't tell so much, like hindi mo kailangan i-prolong or mahabain yung question mo. I mean, yung answer mo, because if you did, it might be a reason for the interviewer na mag-focus sila doon. After that, hindi, mawala ka na sa topic, mawala ka na sa focus. Kasi, you should be precise in your thoughts. And then I have something to share. Then I personally use these sentences and phrases every time I encounter questions that I don't know the answer, or I hesitant to answer those questions. Like I don't have any ideas, so I have learned this through YouTube. You can check it out. I learned this sa channel na Speak Confident English by Anne Marie. You can check it out, guys. And I have here five phrases that you can use when you don't know the answer. Five ways to respond job interview questions when you don't know the answers. So this is a strategy that I use to buy some time, no? Sa kapag hindi mo alam yung sagot, you have to think about it. So you have moment. You'll have to ask for a moment. And yeah, I'll have to start when. So if you think you're stuck on an interview, these are the strategies. I can say this is not to avoid a question. It might be to delay. To delay na. To delays. And I would also like to tell you na you don't have to use it a lot of times in a set of interview, because it will look like that you're trying to avoid to answer those questions, and that's not appropriate because that's an interview. So going on the first one, the first phrase is, "That's a great question. Let me think about it for a second." If you have an idea but you just have to compose it, you can use this one. I will repeat that. "That's a great question. Let me think about it for a second." That's the first phrase. Second phrase, "That's a good question. I've honestly never thought about that. Let me think for a moment." So instead of a second, it will be a moment. Repeat that one. "That's a good question. I've honestly never thought about that. Let me think for a moment." Okay. The third one, "That's a complex question. Let me collect my thoughts on that for a moment." That's a complex question. Let me collect my thoughts about. Let me collect my thought on that for a moment. You can use that. And lastly, this is what I have used one time on an interview, on my interview, and I really don't have any idea, so I use it. So you can say, "That's a question I really need to think about. Can I take some time with it and come back to it later in the interview?" I will repeat that one. "That's a question I really need to think about. Can I take some time with it and come back to it later in the interview?" So guys, that's quite a good answer for you to buy some time in during an interview, okay? So you will not be silenced. So that's it for me. I think that's it for me. I hope it helps you a lot. It helps you maybe a little bit, and yeah, I hope I'll see you next time. And I think, let me check here. Yeah, just don't give up, guys. You can do it. And I have to shut up now. It's already 1 a.m. Thank you so much for coming by, and goodbye. Bye, guys.